Well, it seems that President-elect Donald Trump faces yet another challenge in the form of U.S. mainstream media. RT's Ida Petrienko sums up the uneasy relationship with America's incoming leader.
Who loathed biased media more, presidential candidate Donald or President-elect Donald? But watch out, because this guy bites back. When almost all of them were backing this lady, he either had to swallow it or put up a fight.
Some of them are such lying, disgusting people.
Most of it, 70%, 75%, is absolute dishonest, absolute scum. Remember that, scum.
You keep calling us the dishonest press, the disgusting press.
I find the political press to be unbelievably dishonest.
But he won, so isn't it time for a post-election thaw? We're not feeling that just yet. I'm going to show you a couple of tweets from Mr. Trump before he met one of the most respected American papers, the New York Times. Here, he calls it the failing New York Times and cancels the meeting. They changed the terms and conditions at the last moment. Not nice. An hour later, perhaps a new meeting will be set up with the NY Times. In the meantime, they continue to cover me inaccurately and with a nasty tone. That's just as the paper ran this story. Donald Trump's business dealings test a constitutional limit. And here's some captions I saw on CNN while putting this piece together. Now, by the way, the day before Donald Trump got together with the big TV network execs and top anchors. What exactly happened there, who knows? But what we do know is that the CNN was there, and according to an unnamed source cited by the New York Post, they got a massive telling off by the president-elect.
Trump started with CNN chief Jeff Zucker and said, "I hate your network. Everyone at CNN is a liar, and you should be ashamed." The meeting was a total disaster. They got a Trump-style dressing down.
Well, what else did they expect after stuff like that?
This guy is a complete clown.
Rodeo clown.
A dangerous clown.
An irredeemable pervert.
Can Donald Trump be stopped?
So, where are we now? Remember Donald Trump saying, "Forget the press, read the internet." Will the real Donald Trump Twitter account now become the #1 source for White House news? He's already all over Twitter, updating us on his administration appointments and then some. It makes you wonder how Trump's going to work with the White House press pool, especially if the lines are blurring between correspondents and campaigners.
Most of the media establishment is very unhappy that their preferred candidate and their narrative didn't succeed. And so they gave up their pretense of objectivity. Now, even the New York Times even ran a front page declaring to their readers that they were going to do everything they could in order to stop Trump from being elected president. Is that activism? In my view, the New York Times thing is absolutely a form of activism. CNN visibly showed contempt for Trump during the debate. Is that a form of activism? It certainly can be interpreted that way. A journalist should stand aside and let his or her subjects reveal themselves rather than tell the readers what they should think.
Any more cases of journalists turned activists? Take this letter from the UK's Times. Dear IOC, please ban the whole of Team Russia from Rio 2016. Or this piece from Germany's Bild. There are good bombs and bad bombs. Just think Mosul and Aleppo here. How about when the BBC was covering the Scottish referendum? An Anglified perspective was the verdict from an audience panel. So opinions over facts. Is this really now the way to go? In Moscow, I'm Ilya Petrenko.
Media analyst Lionel believes Trump goes online to be more accessible to the American public.
Goes on YouTube? I mean, this guy took Twitter. What, Periscope next? And he realized, I'm going to be more accessible to the American public, to the voter, more than anyone. He's rewriting everything. And there's one thing that every American in this country, which kind of makes sense, agrees to, and that is how decrepit, how rancid, how vile and putrescent and biased mainstream media are. The same people who talk about RT as being propaganda.
We'll be back with more headlines from around the world just after this short break. Do stay tuned.